It's a stadium with a proud football tradition. It has hosted several World Cups. It has some football tradition, too. And from where the Berlin Thunder won 3 NFL Europe championships, it is so good to be back here in Berlin's Olympic Stadium. Coming up, a contest that looks real good on paper between the Atlanta Falcons and the Indianapolis Colts.
Rigoberto Sanchez to kick off for Indianapolis.
The punter, Rigoberto Sanchez, has it teed up and ready to go. And here we go from Berlin. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. They're going to run it here. It's Bijan Robinson. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Kate, if that first play is any indicator, this offense is going to have one heck of a field day. I'm talking a big chunk of yards on the ground and some big-time confidence, too.
Ball just a yard shy of midfield. 1st and 10. Throwing now, Tagovailoa. Taking the deep shot there on 1st down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete. Went for that big shot. They wanted to get that highlight the first time they touched the football.
Yeah, this group likes to be aggressive. An early incompletion's not going to deter them. Sharpshooters, they don't stop shooting threes because of one brick, and they won't stop pushing this ball down the field either.
Throwing again. Here's Tua. Escapes the pocket. He's running with it. And he goes out a little short of the 40.
Well, QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right. He even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the first down.
Third down, 1 yard to go. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Buys time, rolling right. This is Brown, and he's got it downfield. And the stop comes at the 15-yard line as he gets them into the red zone. That's going to pick up the first down after a gain of 26.
The numbers are pretty clear, Kate. You get explosive plays. Those explosive plays on drives lead to points. You can't ask for a better start offensively.
Go ahead.
Working inside the red zone. Flush out now to his left. And he's brought down at the line.
Look at the quarterback's eyes. He's looking. He's trying to find a lane of some kind, but there was nowhere to go. And he was lucky to get back to the line before that defense closed in.
Second and 10. Need something positive here. Now we get a timeout from the Colts. That's their first. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. Second and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Running left is Robinson. Makes a tackle. He's still going. And he takes this one down to the 10 before hitting that sideline. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Throwing on 3rd, Tagovailoa. He couldn't hang on, Brock. It looked like a touchdown, but it slips right through his hands, and now it's 4th down. Okay, already a big decision to make on your opening drive, Brock. Is this 4-down territory, or do you take the field goal and be happy to start off with some points?
Well, remember, Kate, and I think we're going to see this all year long. This new kickoff rule is real. You know, that ball now coming out.
No place to go. They get him to the turf and force a turnover on downs.
I think this defense was resigned to giving up 3 points on the opening series. Instead, well, they got the chance to deny them anything, and boy, did they ever attack it.
They fake the handoff. Now Richardson. He's got his man. That's Alec Pierce. And this winds up being an excellent play for them from deep in their own territory, up approaching that 30-yard line. Moving the offense up to the line. 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Here's the first carry for Jonathan Taylor. And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7.
Panther 60,
On the ground, DJ Giddens gets it. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that is good for an Indianapolis 1st down.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the 1st down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
Escapes a defender, and he has it right near midfield here. Looks like about a yard short. It's a gain of 12 on that one, and it'll be 1st down Colts.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
60 by 30.
Running in field with Giddens. He dodged the tackle. Finds a seam. Left side. He's off to the races. It's an Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts get a perfect start. They've gone up 6-0.
Take that play right there. That run is exactly why this team wanted this rookie on their roster. It is so hard to break away from the pack at the NFL level, but this rookie, he's putting on a show.
That one splits the uprights. And the Colts will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Sanchez has it all set for the kickoff. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Falcons in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. They're working a couple yards past the line. Now Sauce Gardner dropping him there.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Tua now from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. 3rd and long for him here. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Kate, I've talked to you over the years, the transition to the NFL where the windows to throw are small. On 3rd down, smaller. Put dime defense on the field, and those windows become almost non-existent.
This offense is not leaving the field. On 4th and 8, they're going for it. They're going for this. Throw right, and it's intercepted. Sauce Gardner with the INT. And the Colts get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. So fresh set of downs now from the 39. Richardson now on 1st and 10. Downfield to Warren. He's got it. And he's going to take this down to the 11-yard line. He picks up 28 on the play. And that is good for an Indianapolis 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
And time runs out before they get the snap off. That's the end of one. The Colts have taken the early lead. Back with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Time for the second quarter here, and the Colts are thinking points.
Taylor
Taylor gets it on 1st and 10. He's only able to get back to the line. It's going to be second down. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks, John.
He has the Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Now they'll try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Colts double their lead to 14.
Colts 14. Falcons nothing. Rigoberto Sanchez to kick off.
Sanchez has it all set for the kickoff. Return starts from the goal line. He's brought down just inside the 25.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Offense showing trips out right as they get set for this 1st and 10. Shaking off the pick quickly. He's going to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. That throw intended for Drake London. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. Tua off the play fake. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
Safe to say there's been an early disconnect between the planning phase and the execution phase for this offense. Might be time, Kate, really to get back to basics, to the calls that you just trust the most.
Throwing. Here's Tagovailoa on 3rd. Got a lot behind this one. Downfield it goes. Another drop. The last two plays both should have been intercepted, but neither could be brought in. However, Brock, they do at least force this 4th down.
In real estate, Kate, it's location, location, location. In football, it's rhythm, rhythm, rhythm. And you don't get 3rd down conversions, you get no rhythm.
He's got this at the 27. It's a nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35.
At their own 38-yard line.
ready.
So it's good field position for the Colts as they get set 1st and 10. Taylor gets it to begin the drive. And it looks like they're giving about 2 on the opening play of this drive.
That's the kind of yardage it's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
2nd down carry for Taylor. And he's all the way across midfield, down inside that 45-yard line. That play good for 17 on a 1st down.
That's just not the guy defensively you ever want the open field. Frankly, with the amount of space he had at one point, they're lucky to have limited to the game they did.
Play action with Richardson. Has it downfield working the left. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
And we might be close to this lead growing again. That play gives him a 1st and goal.
Danger, Kate. Danger, I say. You get this guy in the open field, and he is dangerous to take it to the house.
Ready.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal.
Crack to 80. Ready.
From the red zone on 1st. He's got it. Touchdown, Indianapolis. The Colts take a 20-zip lead. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. It has been wash, rinse, repeat for them offensively, Brock, as, well, we all wait for this defense to find a little backbone before this becomes a runaway.
Yeah, I'm a little torn up here in this booth because you're exactly right. Offensively, this is just machine, surgical. Defensively, you're running the risk of being embarrassed here pretty quickly.
He's going to field this at the 2. And the tackle's made as he gets it out to the 32.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Atlanta about ready to go now. First and 10. Here's Robinson to start the drive. And that's an 8-yard chunk to start this one. That brings up second and 2.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. As for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy in midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down. So 2 minutes still to play in this first half, partner. All from Berlin on the other side. The ball's on the 48. Here we go. First down.
All right, let's go.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. First down, Tagovailoa to throw. Caught by Marshall. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that is good enough for Atlanta. First down. And that right there is about the best you could hope for against double coverage. Good chunky yards, and more importantly, Brock, you don't get burned taking a risk.
Yeah, it's really the defense that gets burned, and that is just demoralizing. You got double coverage, you got what you want, and 2 guys can't stop one.
First and 10, around to Robinson. And he works it inside the 30. That's a gain of 7. Offense in the hurry up here.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line.
Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. Flushed out of the pocket. He's keeping it. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks.
Oh, that just sucks the wind out of a defense. So demoralizing. So many guys do things the right way, only to see a quarterback evade the pressure and go get that first down anyway.
So a new set of downs. Here we go. First and 10.
Go ahead.
A give left side. Here's Robinson. Not the way to begin a new set of downs, Brock, as they drop it behind the line. Working quickly here.
A loss of 2 brings up second and 12 at the 26.
Switching it up here. Tagovailoa to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
You know what that route is called, right, Kate? OTB. Over the ball. And those are the ones you've got to hit. You've got to be able to play offense from the inside out. Got to find a completion right there.
Here he goes, third and long. So the heave knocked away from the intended targets. That brings up fourth down.
You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. Quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not 2 hands that got on the football.
Now Tagovailoa on fourth. And he's caught. He's got ground. And they come through to stay on the field. That is enough to set this offense up with a first and goal. From the red zone now. And the Colts get to him. Down he goes. Timeout called by Atlanta. That's going to be its second. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
This defense has been trying like mad to do anything to disrupt the rhythm, get the QB off his spot. It's got to be a massive relief to see their efforts paid off on that play.
Throw is caught. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation. You also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
Third down, give to Robinson. And he's in for the touchdown. get their first points of this game just before halftime. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
Now, how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stands, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop them on 3rd and goal.
Chased out to his right. And he'll get in, and they'll get a little closer as a result. The lead down to 13 now.
21. Falcons 8.
Plenty of time to attack that deficit, but here we go. They're attacking already, going on sides in the first half. And the Colts are able to bring in the kick. And he works this to the 38 before going down. All right, I'm going to need your expertise here, Brock. You don't ever really call an onside kick there on a whim, do you? That had to be pre-planned, right?
Yeah, I think that was on the table well before they scored the touchdown, but here's the problem. That group on the other side, well, they were prepared, they were ready for it, and now, well, you've added a little bit of Uncle momentum to that side.
Timeout, Indianapolis. That's its second. Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down.
19 target, Bronco 80. Panther 11, Panther 11. Ready?
Richardson. Forced out to his right. Smith pulls this one in along the sideline. And he hits that enemy 25-yard line before he is sent out. Give him 13 on that play. And it'll be 1st down, Colts.
1st and 10 at the
Mustang 19. Ready? 70 Lions. Rig alert, rig alert. 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Richardson now. Left side into the hands of Warren. And he's going to be driven out, but a nice pickup. Gained about 8, 2nd down.
Well, things weren't about to end after the first hit or the second. This tight end had a vision for what he wanted to happen after the catch, and he was going to take on all comers to try to make it a reality.
70 Timberwolf. Panther 60, Panther 60.
2nd and manageable. He's throwing. Into the end zone, but not brought in. It falls incomplete. And will bring up 3rd down. So first time we've seen one of his passes hit the ground this game, Brock. He had been perfect before that one.
Well, we hear it and we know it. Right? The team that makes fewer mistakes in this league typically wins the game. Yeah, that was what would you call a first mistake throwing the ball, and they still got the lead thanks to earlier efforts.
The Colts are going to turn to their kicker, Spencer Schrader, for the field goal try. High percentage look for him here from the left hash. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And just before halftime, Bronk, they're able to add 3 to their advantage.
We know that most of these coaches really don't crack that big smile until they get that W with 60 minutes over, but I see a little sly smile on that coach's face because that's terrific execution. You work those situations to pay them off with points. They did just that.
Oh, miscommunication. The ball's out. And they dodge a turnover there on the return. So we're through 2 quarters now. Still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. It has been a great time so far in Berlin, hasn't it? More still in store. Off we go here in our 2nd half. Brings in the kick at the 9. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
At their own 22-yard line.
Ready, set.
Indianapolis bringing the offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Trap 60, trap 60. Ready, right?
Play fake, it's Richardson. Rolling out to his left. He's going to keep it this time. And this is is brought to a stop up at, say, the 34-yard line there. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
That's good for a Colts. First down.
Here we go.
First and 10 at the 30.
Running right, this is Taylor. And they'll stop him here, but not before he gets out to the 47-yard line. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And that is good for an Indianapolis first down.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
This is Giddens. And second down is going to be a good bit tougher. He can't even get back to the line. This play loses yards. That one felt kind of counterintuitive there, Brock. They load up the line with that extra blocking, and then the run goes out to the edge anyway.
That's right. You put two tight ends on the field, yeah, you can live with a stalemate. It's hard to move people in the NFL, but you do not want to go backwards.
That one finds Josh Downs. And he's down inside the 40 before he's escorted out. They get 19 on that pickup. And it'll be first down Colts. New set of downs for them. They'll start at the 38. Off the play fake. Here's Richardson. Looking this fullback now. And he's tackled for a short gain.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Cowboy 80. Steady.
Here's Giddens. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Ventrell Miller making that play.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And tackled just in time to prevent that first down. That brings up fourth and maybe a yard.
Some offenses, well, they prefer to go run in that RPO situation. It's a safer call, a little more conservative, but in this case, it gets them just as many yards as a short completion would have.
No kicker out there, so instead of a 46-yard field goal effort, they're going for it. They're going Taylor. Running down the left side. And they take it across the goal line for an Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts grow the lead coming out of halftime. It's a Jonathan Taylor touchdown.
Okay, that's just simply the difference-making edge that these elite running backs bring to you. A lot of backs can get you 10 yards, 20 yards, but the elite backs, they can take it to the house.
That one right down the middle. And the Colts stretch the lead to 23. Sanchez has it all set for the kickoff. Fielded just shy of the end zone. Jukes away from one. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
And this is across midfield. They're going to stop him at that 45-yard line. Coming to the line, this is first and 10.
A gain of 14. First down.
Tagovailoa now working from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. So it's second down coming up.
Yikes, as that pass falls to the ground, Kate, you kind of just sense their desperation, just kind of oozing out of them. Running out of time to start connecting on more of these and really break open the scoring in a way they just have not been able to do so far.
Sends this to the end zone. And they will score. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons start the second half with some needed points.
There are a couple different ways now. You can win on the fly route. You can just run right by somebody, or you can use that big body, try to win a one-on-one matchup. Whatever way you go about it, well, this is the type of upside this route can provide.
Tagovailoa has his offense ready for this two-point try.
The Falcons will line up.
They want to run it across. And he will get into the end zone. That's going to cut two more off that lead.
That makes the score Colts 31, Falcons 16.
Maybe a little panic here. Maybe they feel like they have to. Down two scores. Look at this. Lining up for the onside kick here in the third. And the Colts are able to bring in the kick. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
There's always a little competition on a football team to see who's going to make the hands team. Right? Those defensive guys say, hey, listen, I'm not a receiver with bad hands. I got good hands. Well, this is the ultimate test of it right here, Kate. Who makes the hands team? Those are the ones who are the most trustworthy to go finish these games, to go get those onside kicks, and to go finish that phase of the game out.
2 yards.
He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Ready? Viking, 18.
Back now, pressure coming. He's going to dump this one off to the fullback. Complete. And this play's nearly going to reach that 25-yard line. Defender there to take him out just short of it. A gain of 15 there. And that is good for an Indianapolis first down.
6-yard line.
Panther 60, Panther 60. 70 Rangers, 70. Ready,
They take the handoff. Now Richardson. Big catch is made, and he got the feet in too. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
Every tight end worth his salt wanted this. Really craved man-to-man coverage. The best of them, give me man-to-man coverage, and I'm going to beat you. I was around Dallas Clark and Indy, one of the best. You play man-to-man, he's going to find a way to out-leverage you, separate from you, and make a play just as that tight end did.
Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal. At the
We'll see them tackle 2nd and goal after the break. It's the Colts with the football as they hang on to this comfortable lead. Another snap from the 8 here in 2nd and goal.
70, Hawk 70. Get it. Let go.
Taylor again. And he's brought down, but there's some laundry on the field. Easy call for the officials there. He was offsides at the snap, and that's going to cost him. So the penalty takes some of that distance away. Things tighten up here for 2nd and goal.
Here we go.
Play action. It's Richardson. Bails out of the pocket quick. And he makes the catch, but he will not get the feet down. Oh, Brock, that could have been a highlight reel touchdown. Instead, just an incompletion. Big play coming up here as everyone gets set for 3rd and goal.
Ready.
Running with Taylor. And he pushed for it, and they managed to stop him at the 2. Give him a couple yards on that run, and this sets up 4th and goal.
These are the moments, and these are the kind of calls, Kate, that this offensive coordinator makes his money. You just get, well, you get stuffed on a run, and now you got 4th and goal. What are you going to do?
Trap 60, trap 60. 70 Timberwolves. 18 Pioneer. Say, hurt.
And they'll let the clock run all the way down and expire. Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty. The Colts are going to turn to their kicker, Spencer Schrader, for the field goal try. A very short kick here from the right hash. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And it's a 3-score game now, an 18-point lead.
I think you could call this one now, Kate. This field goal makes it a 3-score game, and even the most improbable comeback attempts are going to have a hard time erasing that type of deficit here in the final quarter.
And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. Good starting spot here for the Falcons, Brock. This is 1st and 10. Running left is Robinson. This drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. Moving quickly, trying to get set.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 34-yard line.
Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. Got a man, it's Drake London. He's taken down, but not before he has this all the way to the opposing 40. They get 27 on the play. And that's a Falcon first down. Tua now from the gun. That's complete. Some mustard on it to Bijan. And they get him out just before he can move those chains, partner. It's a gain of 9 on first down.
10 yards.
I know that completion doesn't move the chains, but I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out, and this time it was out of the backfield with a running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
Second and very short, looking to pass. On the move, headed right. Nowhere to go with it, so he's just going to throw this one away.
Kate, I got to believe he harkened back to that earlier pick and thought the better of making another. Getting outside the pocket, he was either going to try to run for it, had nowhere to go, so he simply threw it away.
Trying to run here with Robinson. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
44, ready.
Tua out of the pistol. To the end zone, but incomplete. Took their shot there on first down, Brock, but don't come away with any points just yet. After the incomplete pass, here comes second and 10.
At the 20-yard line.
A run here with Robinson. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Only a yard from that time, so now third and 9.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's third down.
Third and long for him here. And he will score. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons get it back to within 2 possessions. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. Sometimes these dudes can be a quarterback's best friend, finding the tight end in the end zone for 6.
And it really has been that way for decades when you think about it, Kate. From John Mackey to Tony Gonzalez to Travis Kelce. The position can be such a mismatch when you're going for the end zone.
Falcons 24.
Well, this one not quite over just yet. They've got 3 timeouts at their disposal, but really need to make the unexpected recovery here. And the Colts are able to bring in the kick.
Onside kick.
And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. Well, kind of feels like we're starting to get to that point, Brock.
And what point is that, Kate?
You know, the bold point of the game where you have to try something bold could end up becoming a play that finally sinks them up.
Yeah, it's time for desperation. Without a defensive stop here, it's really hard to lay out the scenarios for much success. Every second matters now when you don't come up with that onside kick.
Okay, ready?
So first and 10 now from the 30. Run here with Giddens. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry.
Brought down at the 28-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up second and 8.
The Falcons spend the first of their 3 timeouts. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. 8 yards to go, and let's see how they approach this second down.
Ready? 18 Cardinal. Buffalo 18.
Throwing now, Richardson. Lockett isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up. Timeout called by Atlanta. That's going to be at second. And with another one gone, they're going to have just 1 remaining this game.
Third and long.
Defense gunning for a stop here. It's third down.
Street. Cook, 70 Ranger. 19 tight.
Richardson back to throw. Again, he's under pressure, and he goes down. And a couple of really good plays, Brock, made back-to-back behind the line to bring up fourth down.
A loss of 13
The Colts are ready for the punt.
And it's fourth down.
Slow snap, but he's able to get this one away. Tried getting creative, but the coverage team read it all the way. This return loses yards.
At their own 25-yard line.
All right, this is going to be the last play before the 2-minute warning. First down, here's Tua. Finds him on the crossing route. And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. First and 10, gotta score immediately here. Only one timeout left, and that clock winding down. A handoff for Robinson, running right. And he's not going to manage to get back to the line even. Tackled for a loss, we've got 2nd and 11. Man, some of these middle backers are so impressive these days, Brock. No problems at all for him to range downhill and cut that play down behind the line.
Kind of the calling card of the position played today. They're not as big as they once were, but boy, can they run. As you said, whether it's downhill or sideline to sideline like that. Well, he went for it all right there. That was a highlight reel waiting to happen if he could connect. So good to get out of the pocket, keep the play alive, but even better defensively to force the incompletion.
Throwing now. Throwing for the back of the end zone. And through the back of the end zone and out of bounds. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. Great play defensively there to just get a hand in there and deny that touchdown.
That's exactly right. Active hands and aggressive mindset. As a DB, you've got to assume that every throw is going to be a touchdown, and you're the last line of defense, the guy that's got to make the play on the ball, and he just did.
Good save. Go ahead.
Desperation time here on 4th. And they'll turn it over on downs as that pass comes up empty, and off the field they go.
I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
Running in here with Giddens. They'll bring him down, but not before he picks up 7, Brock, to begin this drive.
Well, that run may not move the chains, Kate. That is such a confidence builder. Sets the tone for more play action, maybe more runs. That's exactly how you want to start a drive.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. 65, Chad, 65.
They're going to pass it here. He rolls to his right. Now he takes it. Pick up a few as he heads out of bounds. This one goes for 3 yards. And it'll be first down, Colts.
Well, I think he was looking for that running lane and that running room from the very start right there, partner. Even as he worked through his progression initially, he was waiting for space to open, and then he takes advantage with his legs.
So the Colts pick up the win in this one. And this winning streak continues to grow as they claim their 4th victory in a row. That does it for another broadcast of the NFL on EA Sports. With my